show where we talk all things sales, marketing, and helping you win the game. My name is Natalie, and I'm sitting here with Greg Ross, the boss, for a very special spur of the moment episode for a pretty epic showdown. So what we're doing, we're popping up on your feeds to surprise you with an ultimate cold call objection showdown where Greg Ross is going to take on ChatGPT. Greg, tell me what's going through your mind right now.
I'm scared. I'm apprehensive. I don't know if I just made a colossal mistake doing this live on LinkedIn and YouTube in front of a live audience. I don't know. I'll let the viewers decide. But basically, what I'm doing here, I want to take on ChatGPT. I'm challenging ChatGPT to give me the 20 most popular cold call objections. And you're going to play the role of ChatGPT and run the list and read them off to me. And then I'm going to have 30 seconds basically to respond to each one. And full disclosure, I have no idea what this thing is going to say are the top 20 cold call objections. But I've made a billion cold calls in sales. So the way I see it, I'm kind of humanity's last best hope. At man versus machine, this is my John Henry sales moment to show everyone that I can do this and that we can still beat the machines if we try.
I love it. You beat me to the rules of the game. I mean, I'm telling y'all right now, I have ChatGPT pulled up on my end. I'm going to type in literally the top cold call objection, and we're just going to do rapid fire. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds or less to overcome these objections. That sounds good?
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Real quick. And then we're going to kick this thing off. As y'all are hopping on, even if you're catching the replay, be sure to put replay in the comments and tell me what you think the final outcome is going to be. Do you think tally marks? Do you think it's going to be like 7-13, Greg versus machine? Tell me what you think. No. Okay, hold on. Let me type this in. Okay.
All right. And as you're typing that in, Natalie, I've done enough of these role plays to know that this can get just a little bit messy. So I think what we probably should do is let's give you a company name like Natalie Corp, right? Something that's really generic that I can kind of reference. And if I need to make up a title for you as part of the objection or make up some information, I'm just going to make it up on the fly. So sorry, guys, if this doesn't exactly make perfect sense, but this is the only way I can think to do it live.
Got these objections. I think my screen might have popped off a second ago. ChatGPT was calculating all of these, and I'm loving them. I know, it was like, I'm not ready. I love these so much. Okay. So like we said, 30 seconds or less. Right? Yes. I'm going to go through each one. And again, if you're just joining us live, we are about to rapid fire the top 20 cold call objections that ChatGPT is providing us. And Greg is going to spur the moment overcome.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm excited to see what the first one's going to be. I have no idea. Here we go.
I know. All right. Okay. Cue the Rocky music. Let's get going.
Cue the Rocky music. Here we go.
All right. Number 1. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Ring, ring.
Okay. Ring, ring. I'm not interested.
Oh, okay. Well, we've talked about a few things so far. I made my best guess when I called you as to what would interest you the most in terms of the value that we provide, but maybe I guessed wrong. Let me take a few seconds to actually back up, and I'm going to tell you the 2 or 3 other things that our solution does really, really well that I think might add value to you in your role. Sound good?
Interesting. Okay, yeah. 30 seconds is up. Anything you want to add to the first one? Any important context for people who are also hopping on here and learning?
No. So this happens, right? Every now and then. If they're saying I'm not interested, what that really means is you didn't say anything that really caught their attention. So, this is a good opportunity for you to do a pivot on the fly and talk about a couple of other value drivers for your solution or your services, right? So this is not necessarily a no. It's just I haven't heard anything that piques my interest. And if you've done your research, you're a trusted advisor, you're prepping for these calls, you should have 3 to 5 value propositions ready to go in case someone is not interested. You can pivot and you can run through a couple others, maybe get their attention, right?
Like it. Okay. I'm not giving you time to mentally prepare for the next one. Number 2, I'm too busy right now. I don't have time.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect. That's exactly why I'm calling. One of the things that I've discovered from working with other companies similar to Natalie Corp is that we've been able to use our software or our technology to actually free up more of your time. And that's going to help you get more done, focus more on critical business objectives that you have, right? And really be a tremendous value add for you. If you've got some time next week, I'd love to show you, even if we have to shorten the call a little bit because your time is valuable. But I just want to show you some ideas we have, recommendations on ways we can free you up to be less busy and focus on what matters. Do you have your calendar handy?
I'm grabbing it right now. What you had me back when you said, we say, so you can have more time. Let's free up some time. I was like, I actually have my calendar handy. I like that one. That's a good touch, and it's very value. It's very serving. I really like that approach.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a good strategy to use for that objection.
All right. Number 3, we're already using a similar product or service.
Yeah, perfect. That's exactly why I'm calling. Do you mind if I ask who you're using?
Yeah, we are using Greg Corporation LLC.
Ah, that's a great corporation. So, yeah, actually, believe it or not, that's kind of the number one provider that we run into out in the market. And we've seen a lot of people calling us wanting to evaluate what we do because there's been some things that they're looking to improve. Now, this is off script. This is where you have your competitive differentiators handy. So you can say something like, yeah, the analytics quality isn't great for a lot of our competition, but we do that really, really well. In fact, it's caused a lot of people to switch over from solutions like what you listed to our solution. Can I grab some time with you next week, Natalie, to show you some of those differentiators and how we can maybe even be a better solution for you? How does next Thursday sound?
Let's book it. I'm open to it.
All right. I love it.
All right. Cold call master number 4.
Number 4. Okay.
Okay. It's not the right time, or call me back later.
Yeah, no problem. So actually the reason I'm calling was just to schedule an introduction call with you. So I'll just go ahead and send you an invite for that call, same day, same time next week. Is your email still natalie@nataliecorp.com?
Yes. Okay.
Now, this is a great one because if they say, whoa, wait a minute, back it up. Why are we meeting? Now you've got them talking, right? And actually what you find like 90% of the time is that's exactly what they do because they're not always being honest about just walking into a meeting. Believe it or not, I know, stop the presses, but they come back and they say, oh, well, what are we meeting to discuss? I don't know what this is regarding. Now you've got an opportunity to pitch them. A little bit of reverse psychology.
Very natural too, like very natural sounding. Okay. Number 5, we don't have the budget for this.
Oh, no budget. Okay. That's always a lie. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Well, yeah, that's exactly why I'm calling. One of the things that we're able to do with our solution is help actually companies like Natalie Corp do more with less, right? So you may find once you look at our offering that you can actually consolidate things down to one solution versus using many. And this could really help free up some budget for things that really matter to you that I know you're focused on. And with the economy being bad, it would be a great idea to be able to do more with less. Do you have 30 minutes next week that we can hop on a call and I can show you some recommendations and how we think we could actually help consolidate things a little bit for you, Natalie?
I like that. It really stood out to me when you did that one, doing more with less. And it's almost like the other one that you just did where you're like kind of to free up more of your time. I really like that. You're putting the customer first. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. We always want to make it about the customer or about the prospect, right? We want to tell a story with them as the main character, not necessarily us. So when you're making these cold calls, you want to be focused on what's valuable to them, the challenges you're helping them overcome, or the critical goals and objectives that you're able to help them accomplish using your solution.
Really like that. Okay. Number 6. The decision maker is not available.
Okay. This is sounding like a gatekeeper objection to me. So this is where I call and the person answers the phone. They're not the decision maker. They're the person whose job it is to keep me away from the decision maker, right? So there's a couple of things here. Actually, when I'm making this call, when that person answers the phone, usually I say, Greg Ross, I'm calling for Natalie. And I stop talking. I don't try to sell them. I don't try to pitch them on what I'm doing. I try to make it sound official. Now, in this case, I'm going to say something like, oh, okay, Natalie, I understand. Hey, do you control his calendar? I'd like to book 30 minutes with him next week.
Good. That's a good posture to have.
Yeah. Now, this is hit or miss. You get 20% of the time they say, yeah, let me pull their calendar up, right? But 80% of the time they probably don't, or they realize, whoa, I need to slow this person down, right? This could be a salesperson. So there's a couple other things you want want to do here? You want to say, well, it's really important that I speak to her. What would be a better time to call back when I can reach her? I want to make sure to call back at that time. They'll say something like, well, she should be back from lunch around 2 p.m. if you'd like to try her then. Great, I'll do that. And can you do me a favor, Natalie? Can you just write a handwritten note letting her know that I called so she expects my call when I call back at 2 p.m.? That would be great, right? And you use the gatekeeper to your advantage. Now, when she comes back from lunch, she's got a handwritten note. She knows to expect your call, and boom, you're through, and you have a much better shot at getting a hold of the decision.
I love that personal touch. That's so good. Like the note. It's really good. Okay. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Can you just send me some information?
Oh, the old send me an email. Yeah. So what I do here is I like to put their defenses down first and make it look like I'm actually going to do it. So I'd say something like this: Hey, Natalie, sure, I'd be happy to send you an email. Hey, is your email still Natalie at nataliecorp.com?
Why, yes, it is.
Okay, great. Yeah. To be honest with you, we spent a lot of time working together as a team to create some recommendations for you that we're actually really proud of, and we put some effort into it. So I've been asked actually not to book or not to send you an email, but to actually book a call so we can take our time, review these recommendations. We find when we do it that way that it cuts down a lot of the back and forth, the Q&A that typically is spurred by us sending an email. So even if we have to do, a shorter time, we definitely would prefer getting on a call with you. So I'm looking at my calendar. I've got Tuesday and Thursday open next week, late afternoon. Would one of those days work for you?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do Thursday.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Boom. Take that, ChatGPT.
All right, let's do it quick because I'm not going to let you keep thinking on your toes like this. You're too good.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, I like this one. All right, game face.
Okay.
We're happy with our current provider.
Well, that's great. Do you mind if I ask who you're using?
Yeah, we're using Ronald McDonald LLC Corporation.
Ronald McDonald LLC. Love it. So, yeah, as I'm having conversations with other chief marketing officers, what I've noticed is that there's usually a couple of serious deficiencies in a lot of the tools out there that we compete with, right? I never trash talk the competition, but there's several, including the one that you mentioned. So we found that we're actually able to do a much better job when it comes to creating workflows, organizing the data, analytics, blah, blah, blah. This is where I insert my competitive kill shots, right? I'd like to schedule some time with you, Natalie, next week so that we can show you actually how we do some of these things better and can add even more value. Who knows? You might like our tool enough to consider switching. You have some time available next Tuesday?
Really piqued my interest there. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think that was good. It was very natural sounding.
Yeah, good. Yeah, the main thing here is you want to kind of embrace that. You don't ever want to trash talk the competition, but you want to be prepared to articulate what makes you different, right, from the competitors. And usually I have a couple that I've memorized for each competitor, and then I'll have one that's kind of more generic that I can pull out of my back pocket. If I don't know that competitor, don't recognize the name, then I have a nice go-to that applies kind of to everybody, if that makes sense.
No, I absolutely love that. I love not trash talking the competitor or anything like that. That's what I meant by it. It sounded very natural. It was poised. I like it. Good posture. Okay, next one. Moving on.
All right.
This is not a priority for us right now.
Okay, not a priority. So that's interesting, Natalie, because I've spoken to other chief marketing officers, and usually they're struggling with a couple of things, right? They have a difficult time proving contribution to revenue from the efforts involved in their marketing campaigns, which means they have a hard time kind of earning a seat at the revenue table. What we do through our tool is we can actually help prove contribution to revenue through our marketing campaign analytics. Is that something? Now, it's possible that you're just a rock star and you figured out a way to prove contribution to revenue. Is that the case? Or are you trying to tell me that maybe you just don't have time?
I like that. I don't think anybody would be expecting any sort of like a way to overcome objection for that. I mean, I like that a lot. Any tips for it when we move on? Because I feel like that was a really good one.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do here is like really trying to establish myself as a credible, resource, a trusted advisor for them. So I'm really trying to like tell them, hey, I'm an expert. I have conversations with people that have your title. I've talked to them about their challenges and here's what they are. And it really helps you kind of build that credibility with them to get them talking.
No, I like that. It was good. All right, next one. Let me scroll up on this little ChatGPT list I got pre-made for you.
Come on, ChatGPT. Okay. What do you got?
You've reached the wrong person.
Oh, interesting. Okay, pause for a second. So I'm going to assume that means, yeah, you reached me, but I'm not the right person to talk to about this, right? because we have calls where it's just the wrong person. You call somebody and you get Grandma Bernice on the phone. And
it could be anyone. I don't know. This is ChatGPT, so who do you want it to be?
all right, ChatGPT, I am not overcoming an objection where you're Grandma Bernice, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to assume that you are the person I called. You're just saying that's not your job, your role, your responsibility. You're not involved,
Let's
whatever.
do that.
Right? So yeah, that's interesting. So I work with a team and we put together a list of people to call based off of their titles, right? And that's because we have conversations with other chief marketing officers every day. And they've been really productive conversations. In fact, we focused on collaborating better with their team, showing a better contribution to revenue through their marketing efforts, right? And really helping them with XYZ, whatever else you want to toss in there, right? So I did my research and I saw that that's your title. And I'm wondering now, are you not really overseeing those areas and faced with those challenges? Or maybe do you already have a tool in place that is doing a good job of helping you overcome them? So which is it? I'm really curious now.
Like that. I would catch me off guard.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do here is tell them like, you are the right person, right? We did our research. We reached out to you for a reason. We've identified that you're a perfect fit for what we have to offer based off of our conversations we're having with your competitors and peers in the marketplace, right? So we really want to like kind of push back on that one and really get them to tell us why they're not the right person. I had somebody.
Oh, sorry. Do you feel like most people are receptive? I'm sure this actually feeds into what you're about to say. Like when you say, well, I don't think so.
Yeah, they are, but sometimes they'll tell you something like, look, I know I have the title chief marketing officer, but I really am not, that's not exactly what I'm doing. And then okay, this is a little bit of a unique organization. And now I need to reach out to somebody else, right? And you go for the referral with them. Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. Okay, good touch. Next one. I'm not sure about the return on investment.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. All right, ChatGPT. I know now that you have made very few cold calls. All right. I figured you out because if you're calling people, you rarely, if ever, get someone who's concerned about the return on investment. Now, if you're going through a sales conversation with them and they're already in the process, yeah, they might voice a concern about the return on investment as an objection to not purchasing. But on a cold call, it's a little bit of a stretch, ChatGPT. That's okay. I'm still going to overcome this objection and show you that I'm the boss of cold calling and that I'm not backing down. So here's what I would say. Yeah, okay, concerns about the ROI, no problem. What we typically do is we achieve like a 4 to 5x ROI with our customers. But I understand why you would be a little bit skeptical because as we all know, when a salesperson tells you what the ROI is, there's some skepticism there, right? Because obviously we want you to buy the product. So what I found works a lot better is when we actually put it in our customer's voice and we have them tell you what the ROI is. Now we have some great logos that we've worked with. In fact, one of them, Greg Corp, is very similar to Natalie Corp. And what I'd like to do is when we get on the call next week, actually share with you a case study that they've written so you can see what the return on investment looked like for them. So I'm looking at next Thursday. I've got some time available. We can kick off the call with a proof point on the ROI. And then I'd love to dig into some of the challenges that you're having and show you how we can add additional value beyond just the dollars and cents. Does next Thursday work?
I really love that. Like that was a good one. That was really good. I felt like it was you're transparent, you were down to earth, like having the conversation with me and like also just saying like usually like when a salesperson tells you this, it's because we want you to buy it. I liked it. That was very personable. Good touch.
Yeah. It's funny because it's not a cold call objection that you usually run into, but that's a great cold call objection handle if I do say so myself.
Wait until you hear the next one. Like it's kind of
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever it didn't matter. This is ChatGPT. This is yours, ChatGPT.
That's right. That's right. You're channeling ChatGPT
Really
right now.
am.
Yes.
Okay, next one.
Okay.
We're concerned about the security of your solution.
Okay, interesting. So, I understand your concerns, right? That's a big concern. I know that you're in a highly regulated industry, healthcare, and I understand that in order to work with any software providers, they have to be HIPAA compliant, right? I get it. So, we actually work with a lot of healthcare organizations, as you know, and so we have our ducks in a row. We took care of that compliance ahead of time, and I have the security certifications prepared to show you. Usually we do that towards the end of the first call, but I can see, Natalie, that's really important to you. So I'm making a note right now to show you our security certifications when we kick off the call, just so we can have a good conversation and you're not concerned in the least. In fact, I can email them to you ahead of time if that would help. So look, I'm looking at my calendar for next Tuesday. I've got some time at 2 p.m. Would you be available to hop on the call with me, and I'll get those security certifications over to you?
Yeah, I can make time for that. Very good. I like that. That was good too. It was very comforting.
Okay, good. We're comforting them. We're lulling them into a sense of security to take the call.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
All right, very good. All right, next one. This is number 13, you guys. Cue the
Okay.
Rocky music again. All right.
All right.
Okay. We don't see a need for your product or service.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Isn't this one that ChatGPT already gave us? No need? Think so.
Did it really? Hold on. Let me scroll up my list I got here, right?
Did it duplicate? Did it duplicate? Oh, that is so ChatGPT to
It
get a
did.
list of
Yeah,
20 with
it did.
duplicates.
So
Okay.
so far we've done, if you're just tuning in, we have I'm not interested, too busy right now, don't have time. We're already using a similar product or service. It's not the right time, calling back later. We don't have the budget for this. The decision maker is not available. Can you send me some information? We're happy with our current provider. It's not a priority for us right now. You reached the wrong person. So many. I'm not sure about the return on investment. We're concerned about the security of your solution. And now we don't see a need for your product or service.
Okay. So the way that I suggested handling this subjection, I really feel is the best way to handle it, right? Okay. No problem, Natalie. I understand. So I before I even called you, I kind of had a best guess on what I thought was valuable about our product and how it relates to your business. Maybe I guessed wrong. I want to take a few seconds just to go through some of the other key value areas to see if they maybe resonate with you more. And then, if they do, great, we can get on a call and dig deeper there and uncover the value for you. How does next Tuesday sound, right? And then you kind of go through, I jumped the gun, but you kind of go through and you talk about those other 2 or 3 value areas. And then you have your call to action.
Yeah.
Now that's a good one, but that conversation, so since ChatGPT gave it to us twice, that conversation may play out and the person may say, that's not really an issue for us, Greg, because we're already using one of your competitors and we've overcome a lot of those challenges, right? Which then you have to pivot into more of like a competitive kind of cold call objection.
I like that. This is almost like a perfect segue into the next one in a way.
Are you kidding me? Is the next one competitor?
No, but you don't know which one. You don't know. You have no
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
So kind of a similar thing though, but I still like the focus on value without it. The previous one, I feel like that's a perfect way to approach the situation. So, all right, next one. This is number 14.
Yes.
We are currently under contract with another provider.
Oh, good move, ChatGPT. Yeah. This one sucks. I'll be honest with you, because what they're saying is we're in a contract. They're using the C word, contract, and what that means is they may have 1 year left on that contract. They may have 3 years left on that contract. And listen, guys, they're not getting out of that contract to partner with you unless you have some really ninja legal skills and can, but I don't. So when I talk to somebody and they say that, what I usually say is, all right, Natalie, when does your contract with our competitor expire? When's it up for renewal?
We've got about like 9 months left.
9 months left. Okay. So we're talking November, right? Yeah. End of November. So why don't we do this? I know you probably start preparing a few months in advance for that renewal. In August, why don't I reach back out to you? We'll put some time on the calendar because we really want a chance to compete for your business. And we'd love to kind of walk you through our solution, some ways that it is better than the solution you're using now, and see if maybe, we can have an honest bake-off and win your business. Can we have a shot at earning your business in August?
Very nice. I think that's one that would stump a lot of people because you hear the word contract and you're like, ugh, like big red flag. And
yeah,
you would do that well. All right. I'm going to challenge you. You just wait. All right. Number 15.
Okay.
Oh, I like this one. Okay. We've had a bad experience with similar products or services.
Okay. Oh,
I told you that one's
I just had a flashback to one of the most hilarious sales trainers I've ever had. I used to work for a company, the product wasn't great, and we got complaints all the time. And I asked him, I'm like, how would you overcome this? And he's like, did you ever eat pizza? I'm like, yeah. He said, did it burn your mouth? I said, yeah. He's like, what'd you do? Stop eating pizza? I thought that was so funny, but probably wouldn't work well in the real world to overcome that. So, anyways, okay, they had a previous bad experience, no problem. So, we're a reputable company. We actually track customer satisfaction, and we do that in a couple of different ways, right? Through our customer success team with a net promoter score and our CSAT surveys that we send out to new customers. So, we have all of those scores, and I would love to just kind of compile that information. In fact, I've got a colleague on the customer success team that I'd like to invite to join our call so that he can actually run through some of our scoring with you and our customer satisfaction levels, and also just talk to you a little bit about the really excellent and differentiated level of support that we give our customers. I'm looking at his calendar. He and I have time available next Friday at 3 p.m. I'd love to hop on a call with you, talk about how we can totally keep you happy as a customer, and also walk through some really cool ways that we can help you overcome some really big challenges for your organization. How does next Friday work?
I like it. That one's, to me, in my opinion, so on the other line of the phone, that one can be tough because if it's someone that's already had a bad experience with a product, similar product service,
Yeah,
they already have a wall up. They're already kind of combative a little bit. And so
that's right.
I like it. It was kind. Your approach was good. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
You feel
couple of
like
things.
they say no? Yeah, I was about to ask next tips. Any?
Yeah, a couple of things. So you want to make sure you have some proof to do here, right? You've got to prove to them that you actually take good care of your customers. So hopefully you do. And then it really helps. This is a power play, especially if you're selling to enterprises, to get a colleague on from the customer success team or the customer support team to talk about the gold-plated customer service that you're going to give them can really, really help you. Now, a second level question here is, all right, Natalie, let me ask you, are you asking me this because you currently, have a bad situation with our competitor that you're using? Has there been some frustration there recently? Right? Try to glean a little bit on why that's important enough to bring up, right? Let's dig a little bit there. That's painful.
No, I like that one. That's good too. It gives you a little bit of extra insight. All right. Keep you on your toes. Next one, number 16. Our industry has specific regulation need to follow.
Yeah. Well, I feel like ChatGPT, you've done it again. I feel like this is another very similar one to the one I had earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, we work with other healthcare healthcare organizations, right? Now, there's a couple of different types of organizations that are highly regulated, industries that are highly regulated where you run into this. Healthcare is one, manufacturing is one, where you have ISO standards and all of this stuff, right? You have a tremendous amount of compliance regulations for like human resources and human capital. So it's good to know ahead of time what the regulations are. So when I run into this, it's like, yeah, we understand that. We work with other highly regulated companies. We have all the, regulatory compliance requirements that you're looking for. And I'd be happy to share those with you when we kick off the call next week. But I don't want that to be the main focus of our conversation because for us, that's a check in the box, right? What I want to focus on when we talk next week are your top challenges that you're having in your role and how we're going to add value and help you overcome those in your data. So do you have some time available next Thursday afternoon for us to kind of deep dive into some of those challenges?
Oh, yes, I do. That's good right there. I liked it. There was confidence there. And then you even diverted it back to the value, like the value added. Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. We don't want to make the conversation about regulatory compliance. We want to make the conversation about their challenges, their critical goals and objectives. So even though that's important to them, we want to check that box as quickly as possible and move on.com with the rest of our sales conversation, right?
I like it. I like the confidence. All right. Let's see here. We are on number 17. Okay. You ready? Actually, you don't get to choose. We're going. Number 17.
Does it matter if I say yes or no?
I was like, actually, that's not the rule of the game here.
I'm already 17 challenges in on a live ChatGPT challenge. There's no backing out now, Natalie. We're finishing this thing. Here we go.
Okay. I'm skeptical about these kinds of solutions.
Everybody loves a skeptic. Okay. Yeah. So let me ask you, why are you so skeptical?
Well, our neighbor's building burnt down. It was too powerful and it burnt down. So we're pretty worried that the same thing will happen here at Natalie Court.
Yeah, your hard drive overheated on your laptop because their software was so, yeah, got it. So, listen, that's one thing that we can definitely solve for you. Now, whatever they throw out there, right? They could be skeptical for two different reasons. They could be skeptical because they've had a bad experience in the past, which I think is where you're getting.
Yeah.
Or they could be skeptical because they just conceptually don't like the idea of what you're selling, right? So you really want to get to the heart of it. The bottom line is if it's a deep personal conviction and that's why they're skeptical and they don't want to talk to you, don't try to push that envelope with them. If they had a bad experience or they burned their mouth on some hot pizza, then you just want to do a good job of explaining to them and building that trust to show you've got great NPS scores, you've got high CSAT scores, your customer success team does an incredible job, and you want to be willing to invite a peer on the next call to help prove that to them, right? This is tough because ChatGPT is giving me kind of some objections that some of them align very well with reality and some of them don't. So I'm really having to like twist and turn to kind of try to figure this out.
Listen, you're gonna like this next one then, because this one is not one that we've similarly covered. I don't know, your approach may be a little bit different to it though. I'm excited for this next one, and I think that
Okay.
this next one. So if you're tuning in, we're going through these cold call objections. This is a common one for sure, but it's tricky and it stumps a lot of people. All right, your solution is too expensive for us.
Okay. So I'm going to answer it the first way as if you're an enterprise, and I'll answer it the second way as if you're a startup or a
Okay.
smaller business. Okay.
Okay.
First, the enterprise. Yeah. Okay. So I'm guessing you already took a look at the pricing, but during my conversations that I'm having with prospects, most of them are more focused on a return on investment. See, they view our software as an investment, not a cost. So it's not untypical for us to have a 4 or 5x return on investment with our customers, which means for every dollar you spend on our software, we're saving or making you, 4 to 5, either through more revenue, cost savings, efficiency adds, et cetera, de-risking your operations. So what I'd like to do, Natalie, if it's all right, we can have a call next week and I'd like to ask you some questions to just outline like a rough return on investment, what that would look like. Now, if I can get you a 4 to 5x return on investment and I've got customers, testimonials that can prove that we can do that are similar to you, then is that going to be enough to earn your trust to move forward into a deep dive on like your challenges and how we're helping to solve that?
Nice touch with the customer testimonials. I like that. Okay, but startup. That was enterprise startup.
Yeah. So here's the interesting thing, right? If you're a small business owner or you're running a startup, the money you spend on software and technology to help you do your business is a write-off, is a tax write-off. So this is like a little sneaky little secret. So not only are we getting them a great ROI, but they actually aren't really, they're writing that off on their taxes, right? So if you're at a startup and you're purchasing software, you know that, right? And we know that too. That comes off of your operating expenses. So what I would say to them is something like this. Yeah, I understand the concern, but this is a business tool you're using. You can write it off on your taxes. It's an operating expense for your business, as I'm sure you're aware. So relatively low risk there. On top of that, we also deliver a great ROI for our customers. And, I think when you find that we'll be able to help you save money, improve efficiency, reduce risk, right? Those kind of value add things that we'll be discussing, it'll be a no-brainer for you to move forward and want to use this as an investment to improve your business.
I like that. That's good. I like the investment. I like the customer testimonials touch. Those are both very good.
Yeah.
Okay, number 19. 19, we got one more after this. We have other priorities.
Okay. So when I talk to other chief marketing officers, they tell me that they usually have a few key challenges. Here's what they are, and then I would list them, right? We can absolutely help overcome those challenges. So I'm really intrigued to learn, is it that you're not facing the same challenges, or is this not a priority? Is that code for you're just not interested?
What if I just thought I was way too busy?
Well, that's understandable. I can imagine you have a lot on your plate. I took a look at your LinkedIn profile and I saw that you're, managing a huge team over at Natalie Corp. So I get it. One of the ways that we unexpectedly add a ton of value to the people we work with is by adding efficiency to their processes and their workflows. And we actually can help free them up from a lot of the day-to-day stuff to focus on the really important critical goals and objectives that they have. Now, it's not always the case, but we can do that most of the time. So if you've got time next Tuesday, I'd love to actually bring some case studies from other organizations we worked with, similar to Natalie Corp, and show you how we were able to find some real time savings there. And I'm sure we can duplicate that in your case. You just don't want to be too busy to stop and get gas. You know what I'm saying, Natalie?
I loved the heart-to-heart touch here. That was good. I felt like it was super personable, and you made me like you just by you were talking to me when I told you that I didn't need you. So that was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, you want to show that you're genuinely caring, right? You're concerned about their well-being. You want to really help free them up so they'll be less busy, right? And be able to focus more on what's really important to them. Now, some of them will say yes, that they'll meet with you after you do that, and that's good. But those people, you really have to sell in between the steps, send them reminders, ping them, once or twice between now and the meeting, because that's your highest no-show, is with people that are really busy. So you got to you got to stay top of mind with those people after you book that initial meeting.
Like it. Okay. I just glanced over at number 20.
This is our last one, right?
I can't. This is so, I just want to, I'm glad this will be on live because I can't wait to see your face. Like as I read this to you. Okay.
Is it that it's really difficult, or is it like
you won't know until I say it anyway.
Okay. The suspense is killing me. Okay.
If you're just joining, I think this may be the best point to join the entire time. Okay. I can't keep a straight face. There's no decision to be made right now.
Did you just say there's no decision to be made right now?
There's no decision to be made right now.
Oh, ChatGPT, I finally got you. You have exposed your ignorance to see, you got book smarts, ChatGPT, but you don't have any street smarts. That's
what did you say?
That's the problem right there. There's no decision to be made. This is not a real objection. I don't even want to dignify this with a response, but I will, just to put one final blow to ChatGPT. Just kidding, ChatGPT. You know I love you. So I would say this: yes, there is a decision to be made. You are going to book a call with me next Friday. That's the decision. I don't know what else to say. When they can't make a decision, it's kind of your job in sales to step in and help them make that decision. So yeah, there's a decision to be made, ChatGPT. You're taking a call with me next Friday, and we're going to talk about your challenges and how we can overcome them. That's the decision that we're going to make right now.
And that was the best one to end this whole entire thing on. I saw it, and granted, when I typed it in, I'm scrolling down the list, but that did not stand out to me. So by the time you've already added so much value, again, guys, if you're just joining, we've been on here for a hot minute. If you're just joining, we just went through 19 other epic, just rapid fire objection, and then that's what we ended on. But that is so funny. I mean, that was a lot. And
I'm exhausted. I'm gonna need some PTO after this. This has been really intense. It was a lot of mental gymnastics, because honestly, I didn't know. I had no clue what ChatGPT is going to talk about or what objections it's going to bring up. So this was really interesting, actually.
I liked it. And to me, I mean, I'm sure ChatGPT is always learning, and it's one of those things a lot of us lean in on, but this is also a great example of why you can't always lean in on it too. So I liked it, though. I felt like you handled them seamlessly. And if you're somebody who is tuning in and you're just watching this, or you're catching the replay, I would love for y'all to leave some comments below. Tell us questions that you have, or maybe any objections that you feel like ChatGPT should have covered, that you would like for us to answer too, because these are always really fun. This was a unique way to incorporate artificial intelligence and really put Greg's skills to the test and see if he really is the last sales hope for the human race,
Yeah, this was really intense. But hopefully, human race, if you're watching, I represented you well from a sales standpoint. I hope so. And there is one more decision to make.
There is. You did good. I'll add that in there. You did good. The decision that they need to make, where can they follow you? Where can they get more of you? That's the real decision. Where can they get more of you?
You got it. That's the decision. So go ahead, guys, and find me on YouTube. I'm on TikTok at the Greg Ross. Yeah. And you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. And please go to my website, phantom-sales.com. We'll put a link in the description, and go ahead and subscribe to my email newsletter. I poured my heart and soul out for you guys. I gave you 20 cold call objections and just top of mind overcoming those objections. I hope it added some value. And if it did, book a session with me and we can dive into your specific objections and how to overcome.
Absolutely love it. Greg, thank you so much for your time. Everything will be noted in the show notes and the description, whether you're tuning in on LinkedIn, YouTube, it will all be there for you. And like I said, please leave a comment, any questions that you may have. We'd love to hear them. So you guys, that's all we've got for you today on the show. Be sure to tune in next time. Greg, thanks again.
Thank you, Natalie. It was fun. I enjoyed it.